Today, again, we are looking at part 2 of childcare and parenting in the UK. And you wondered why we're doing part 2, because the first time that I invited Mr. Olalekan to come and speak with us, I know it was very interesting. We all gained from it. But I didn't see much action from us. I didn't see more action or reaction, I'll call it, or response from us, in that there is a course, two courses actually. The 101, as he's put it out there, is for free for you to watch. The 201, you need to register. You know, the cost has not been put out there, but we need to at least put out that response. And like I said, it may just be free, but if you do not register, how would you know? So I've put up this, to reinforce and to emphasize the fact that we all need to attend that course 201. It is starting on Saturday. It will be a 6-week long course. I think every Saturday, but Mr. Ola would share more light into that. But I believe so strongly that by the time you're done with that course, you would be ready, to parent and to care for your children when you come to the UK. Those coming from Nigeria, even for those in the UK. And secondly, because when I was discussing with Mr. Ola after the meeting, there were some instances, frightening instances that he gave, that he shared with me. And I thought that, we need to really come back again and throw more light into this, because we have come for a training. We are going into training. If anything of such happens, I do not pray it happens, but if anything of such happens, it just, derails the whole purpose of why we've come to the UK. So the sensible thing is for us to get a grasp of it now, equip ourselves so that when the training starts, we will have, a sail and smooth sailing, because that's the whole purpose of which I have put up this whole platform. Because a time will come when I will share my experience. You'll be wondering why I'm so passionate about this. It's just because of my experience. If I knew all that I'm giving out to you, today, I believe that it would have been smoother than, that I experienced. And I don't want it to happen to any other person or even my enemy. So let's, if you have a pen and a paper, it's better you get one, because some ideas, suggestions, advice will be given in this platform. And please, when we finish, register for the course. Thank you very much for listening. I know I've said quite a lot, but I just said I should put that out there before Mr. Olalekan comes. Hello, Mr. Olalekan. You are invited to the floor, while I would keep quiet for now. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you for the opportunity. I greet every one of you again. Good evening, everyone. Thank you to those that joined me today. Thank you for those that have been part of it last session, part 1. I will start by saying you are all good parents. We are not condemning your parenting. We are not telling you that have been to medical school, and we start bringing you on the table that we are start telling you what parenting is all about. And in fact, it is unfortunate that we find ourselves in this position. I presented to you last time because I have different cap on my head. I'm a member of Council of Governor for Northeast Ambulance Service. And I'm also sat on the scrutiny panel for independent advisory for Cleveland Police. and I'm also a member of 8th Crime Scrutiny Panel, Crown Prosecution Service, Northeast. Not only that, I'm also a parent governor. I've served in one school before, but I'm currently in another school now. So I've been a parent governor in 2 schools. So me being on the table has given me the opportunity to learn, to have access to information, and to be part of the system, to know what it takes. And the most important part of it is the school. I want to encourage all of you, if you have a child, wherever you find yourself in this part of England, please ask the school, is there a position of parent governor vacancy available? Because if you are part of that, you will be able to be equipped and know what is going on with your child, with the school. And if anything wants to go wrong, you will be one of those people that will be opportune to even know. And that will even give you more strength, more hammer, kind of opportunity to protect yourself more. So if you are running away from the system, then decision will be made and you will not be part of it. So I will encourage you, try as much as possible, 1 or 2 hours, try to volunteer in a month. That will go a long way, and it helps a lot to broaden our knowledge. Having said that, what I presented to you last time is the reality, what is happening. However, there are some untold stories which I didn't tell you, which I didn't disclose for one reason or the other. But there won't be justice if I reserve those words for you. I'm very sure, if you want to be honest, if you go on video, if you are comfortable, I would like to ask a question. And if you want to be honest, I want to answer me. If anyone is comfortable to be on video, I would like to ask a question, or if you don't want, you can raise your hand. After I presented to you in an honest view, how many of you think or said or ever say there must be a smoke? There's no smoke without fire, you know, or that must be, oh, somebody must have done something wrong. Parents must have done something wrong before they will even take their children away. How many of you have that thinking or have that thought while I was presenting to you last week, or after I left, or while you are on your own, or as a couple when you are together? How many of you thought of that, oh, that person must have done something wrong, or the parent must have done something wrong? How many of you? Let's have engaging conversation, because that's the purpose.
Let me try and unmute everybody or allow them to
because
unmute.
You need to learn by interacting, because this is reality. I want to talk to you like a family now, like a reality. I've acknowledged the level of education you've had. I've acknowledged that. I respected that. So I'm not saying, oh, we need to start teaching you parenting. But I just want to tell you the reality on the ground.
I think let me look at the chat room. We might have some.
Yeah, we've got Kristen that way. Yeah. Just say something. What do you think after the presentation? Yeah.
Hi, good evening, everyone. So I guess I wasn't necessarily on last week, but then I have seen circumstances where I have thought to myself also that there is no smoke without fire. And yes, and then I guess it sometimes begs the question, something must have happened for it to have escalated to that extent. And then sometimes it may not necessarily be what we may think, but then there is something that may have happened for it to have gotten there. And I can say it because unfortunately I have been a victim also of a case where something had then happened and then it escalated to something. So I can honestly hold my hand up to say, hey, at times, we can get it a little bit wrong and it has led to something else. So
thank you very much. That's a very good honest, and that's what I'm expecting. Just to buttress what you said, there's no one that is perfect in this world. Everybody is bound to make a mistake or to do something wrong at any point of time. But when you did something wrong as a human being, we have different preferential treatment we can encounter in this world. There's the crisis of cost of living. It's affecting a lot of families in UK, but it's affecting more people than the other. There are people that they don't even feel it. They might feel it in a little way, but that is not as much as you might be thinking, or as a single parent might be thinking or experiencing. So when something goes wrong, there's a UK system that says social care is for support, it's for welfare, it's for well-being, it's for supporting families. That is the initial purpose of it. But things have gone wrong now. Things have gone wrong now. And if things go wrong from a parent perspective, birth parent, what intervention, what early support do we put in place? Do they get? That's the challenge. That's the concern now. Is there any appropriate support? Is there any supporting channel? But if something goes wrong in fostering home, is there any supporting channel? If something goes wrong by professional, if they make a decision that was wrongly made, who pay the consequence? Who bear the consequence? So we don't want us to fall into that situations, into that trap. That is why we come on board passionately with this course. And I want to say thank you to Dr. Elijah for bringing us on this platform. It's something that was more than enough to be paid for, to be listened to. I will take a look, let's go to this. I want to share something with you so that you know that it's not just in UK. So if you're thinking, oh, there's a problem in UK, you are thinking of changing your mind to Canada, to US, to any part of the world, please think of it before you go. So it's better you learn and keep yourself than running every one way or the other. Overwhelming voters support parent rights. Why did they support parent rights? What went wrong? The parent right, in general, parents have the constitutional right to make a decision for their children without government interference unless there's a proof of abuse or neglect. That is the situation. Immediately, there's a concern or there's allegation, whether it is maliciously or whether it's wrongly or whether it's a force, they take away your child. And the way they practice in UK, you lose your parental rights right away. Even without going to court, the social worker will be tormenting you. They will be victimizing you. They will be intimidating you. And when you stand to speak, they will count it as aggression, aggressive parent. And if a white person talk to a white person, they might be lenient to each other. But if you dare, as a black person, speak up or raise hand or raise concern or express your view, your feelings, they take it in a different way. So every white person is struggling, but it's not the same struggle you are going to face. You are going to be judged by your color. This is a country of law. It's a country that respects human rights, but there are a lot of injustice. And for you to fight for justice, it's going to take time. And while you are speaking of fighting for justice, your children are already getting destroyed in the system. What do I mean by that? That will take us to our presentation today. Whatever I'm saying here today is not my word. It is an evidently based research, and you can Google it and search for the information. I'm presenting to you Children's Social Care Unfit for Purpose in England. That is the report recently. You can type it now where you are now. Search it, Children's Social Care Unfit for Purpose in England. You will see a lot of information there. It's a published article, okay? It's a research. There's an independent review that I just conducted recently. So everybody knows. So if it's unfit for purpose, don't risk it. Don't dare risk it and wait until you find yourself in the circumstances, because the damage will be done and you are not going to recover it. Even if you get over it, your children will not get over it. They might have got to the mental health hospital. They might have been pushed to the prison. They might have pushed on the street. So who bear it? They return them in pieces. I was in Luton yesterday. I traveled down 5 hours down, 5 hours come to support families on this circumstance, on this issue. A lot of parents are dying they are committing suicide. So we don't want you to be part of it. That's why Dr. Elijah put this together. Because if it's happened and is a member on that WhatsApp group, he has to come on board. Even the course the person came to do, or the program the person came to do, or the work the person came to do is completely destroyed, because it will be in your record and they might even sentence you, convicted you. Because when they know that it was the wrong information from the beginning, they will start putting other wrong information together to the extent that they convicted such a person. And when the person gets to the convicted, once you are in prison for 12 months, as far as this country is concerned, and you are not a British, they will deport you. You are liable to be deported. Except people fight, lawyer fights hardly. You are liable. There's a law that says that. So there's no law that will say that, oh, a white British will be deported after they take their children to care, after they convicted them, whether wrongly or wrongly. So you are going to pay the price. So if you are going to pay the price, what is the way forward for African community in the UK? We conducted a study in Middlesbrough. We have a case study, a lot of case study that we can share with you. That is why I said we have to give you untold stories. So it's now left for you to make the decision on yourself, whether you want to go for the course or not. We are paying the price, and that is why we are begging you. The day they arrested Martin Luther King, the following day, there was a publication by white clergymen. There was a publication, even by the Black people, saying that he fought for justice at the wrong time. They said it was a unwise decision for him. The same way we are standing, Save the Woman is fighting for people, speaking for families. We are being criticized by other Black communities as well, by some individuals, by some organizations, by some local authorities. Though there are some local authorities that they know the importance of the work we are doing, and when they get to court, they are referring family to us. We put them on the course and they get their children back. A family just had a case, they were in court April, and the judge said, go for Africentric Parenting Course organized by Save the Woman. And we put the family emergency course. We did it. We didn't supposed to have another court, but the court ordered the local authority to pay for it, and they paid for it. And we conducted one-to-one with the family. By May, just towards the ending, the family called that they've returned the child back to him. They've returned the child back to him. So when we are educating parents, at the same time, we want you to know that apart from you knowing the right thing, sometimes you can be victimized in the system. So what do? You need to empower yourself. So we beg you, please, those of you, we ask you to subscribe to YouTube channel. That's the only thing we can get from you, the little thing you can do for us. We've seen 1 or 2 people that have subscribed, but if you are there, you are yet to subscribe to YouTube channel, and you are watching other YouTube platform, you are sharing your pastor's message, you are sharing your all these people, all this TikTok, everything, but you are not sharing the Save the Woman YouTube, you are not subscribing, you are not doing us any good, because we are giving our own time at no cost to people. So please do us that little thing. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. I'll put it on the chat if you have not done that, because since last time we came here, I've seen 1 or 2 people. It's not encouraging. Please do so and help us share with your loved ones. The way they will take it, our children are highly represented in care system, disproportionately represented in care system. And the participants shared with us that some of these people misunderstood them and misrepresented them. Even if you have a lawyer, they will not speak your word. So if you have had somebody that has had experience of it, they will tell you the level of the low service they receive from the lawyers. The lawyer will be putting their own words that will suit the judge or suit the other local authority, because they are being paid on the same post, legal aid. They are on the same post. They are on the payroll of the government. So they cannot fight for you. And most of the politicians, they will not stand for you. And they think Africans, they lack good parenting. They think Africans can abuse their children. They can neglect their children. But what they call neglect or abuse might not be. Might be a way of upbringing. Might be a better way to do it. But telling them they are completely lacking good parenting is a prejudice, is a superiority level of thinking that, oh, they are superior, they know it all. We don't, majority of African Black, we don't drink, we don't get into all this stuff that they will say abusing or stuff like that. But they still criminalize us. And the social service, the way of dealing with families is to remove children from their family and try to absorb them into the middle white class families with very serious consequence on the child's identity and children alienating them. A parent yesterday mentioned at Luton demonstration that they changed her name 3 times. And they've taken our own daughter to care now. They've changed that one's name as well. So when they start changing the name without the consent of parents, the child is lost in the system. I was on Twitter today and a woman said, my mommy said there's no smoke without fire. When I told her social workers are after my kids. 3 months after they eventually took these children into care, the mommy died because of fighting for the case of the children. But when this daughter told her mom that social workers are after her children, she was thinking, oh, the daughter is doing something wrong. If she doesn't do something wrong, they won't be after her children. Even if somebody did something wrong, what is the support that person is getting? It's not good to live a life of a single parent, being a man, being a woman. A lot of things will be going on your brain, on your memory, on your mind. You need support, but people don't think of that. This is 1983 report, Black Children in Care, evidence to the House of Commons that our children have not been getting the proper care. And you take a child on allegations, but when you take them to care system, fostering home, they are being physically, emotionally abused. Evidence, this child will speak up. And if you want to fight for that child for telling you the truth that abuse she was being exposed to, they will push down your child to mental health hospital. They will tell you your child is challenging behavior. This is the same child you have been nursing in the last 10 years, 15 years, 12 years. But they take her away on allegations, but now being exposed to that, how do you remove that in the mind of that child? She started seeing the way preferential treatment works. White privilege. She's seeing the white privilege. There's the existence of white privilege in decision making. So we don't want to pay that price of support, of running around for you, because nobody's going to pay us for that. And people that are putting into the challenges will be getting paid for wasting your time, or for wasting your life, for destroying your children. And if you fight to get your child back, they will not come back in fit and for that they will be fit enough. You have to start caring for them again. We don't want this to happen to you. Why? Being in care is bad enough, but being Black and in care is twice as bad. Being Black and brought up white, I don't fit into Black or white society. I'm telling you the hardcore true reality of life now. So if you want to take it, fine. If you want to criticize it, fine. 4 times more likely to take African children into care compared to white British, and 3 times more likely compared to other ethnic minority. So when they are telling you BAME, it's not good. They are just putting different people with different problems. Black African is more disadvantaged. So you need to empower ourselves. That's why Dr. Elijah is putting everything into place to make sure you've been harmed, empowered. The Education Committee confirms that an alarming number of foster placements are made for financial reasons rather than the best interest of the children in care. They will take your child on the name of child protection and safeguarding, and you know how it works. Being a doctor, you know how it works. You are part of the problem because there are some of bad ones in the medical lines that they supporting falsified documents, saying scars, marks on the child with wrong reports, with wrong analysis. In fact, when they want to strip the children in a dehumanized way, that it gives mental, emotional torture to the child. But when it's happening in fostering home, they don't care to do that. But if it's from bad family, they can go at any length to destroy that child. Look at how they handcuff this child. This is a child they take away on the allegation that mommy will beat me. But that child now in care system is being handcuffed when she complained or he complained that, oh, they are being mistreating me in care system. They handcuff him and take him to another foster parent when he doesn't want to go. When he voices out he wants to come back home, they handcuff him and put him in mental health hospital. Once the child revealed the true situation in fostering to families, that is when they started putting the child in mental health, and they injected her. In fact, the doctors also supporting record, oh, deprivation of liberty, oh, session into mental health hospital on wrong diagnosis. So you are part of the problem. So if few of you need to start speaking up, standing for the truth, but I cannot blame you. Who is going to pay your bill? That's the challenge. Foster care adversely affects children. That is what research says. Children in care, 52% more likely to be hospitalized, and those that have contact with care system. Children in care more likely to die earlier than those with their birth parents. When they take a child, oh, on future harm, future neglect, or future emotional harm, unlikely to be future emotional harm, they will take that child that complain or raise a concern, and they take other siblings. They put them like a bunch of tomatoes. When one tomato is rotting in a basket of tomato, you do just pack everything and put them in a bin. You don't do that. So when a concern is being raised about one child, you just take all of them, and they don't care to consider giving them to family, relatives, loved ones that will still care the same way the mother or birth parent can still care in a bit, very close to that. They will not take them to that place. They will take them far away from their community. Even, don't forget, if they take them from Middlesbrough, not all of them are living in Middlesbrough. They transport them to another place. In fact, a week after they take a child into care, they carry them on a holiday. They took a child from Lancashire just last week. They are in Scotland now on holiday. The money you want to spend is they made a ready-made taxpayer money on one side. They want to spend to destroy children. Why not give that money to the family to see how best can they support them? The Westminster are debating on sexual exploitation of children. There's a child that was taken on, my mommy beat me. And now in care system, for instance, in Middlesbrough, a social worker sexually abused that child in care. Do you know what they did to her, to the social worker? They banned that social worker for 12 months. And if you remember what I presented to you last month, a doctor, black doctor, beat a child. Do you know what they did to that one? Lost the job for 10 years, isn't it? But this one for 12 months. You can see the judgment. You see the level of it. So you don't want to put yourself in that mess. And most of these social workers, they are having no experience. They lack the experience. Majority of social workers that they encounter now, they graduated 2019. You can imagine when somebody graduated 2019, they can be your child if you give birth early, if not because of the situation where you are coming from in Africa, how it takes longer time to graduate, to finish your course. These are the people that they can be your younger brother, but the way they will torment you because they have power. So we don't want you to be in that mess position. It can psychologically traumatize you as a parent. The data in UK, 5% of general population is what Black children are, but there are 8% of them in care system. This is the statistics of Middlesbrough. You can see how high it is. And Black children in Middlesbrough is 2%, but those in care system is over 6%. We don't want that situation. Asian, they are 11%, but the one in care system is 3%. So you can see we are not of the same category. The Asians are fighting for themselves. They are standing by themselves, but the Black community, they are not coming together to even support each other. What Dr. Elijah is doing, I believe there should be 300 doctors on this platform today. How many are here now? We need to start thinking of it. This is what is the reality you are coming into. And those of you on this platform, I hope you stick to it and you continue supporting each other. Stockton, Middlesbrough, Red Car, people, you can see the statistics compared to other areas. So please start thinking of it. You need to protect your home. How do you protect your home? That's why we come up. There are a lot of families that they just come to study. In fact, newborn baby just taken away 2 days ago in hospital. The mother had a baby through C-section, and they still take this child away. And they take them on allegations. And now they lie to the court. We are putting the case tomorrow now. The social workers, majority of them are liars, criminal storytellers. I can defend that. We can defend that. There are a lot of evidence that could support that. So we don't care wherever this goes to. Not all of them, majority of them, some of them are good. There are good ones among them, but we can tell you categorically, evidently based, that majority of them are liars, criminal storytellers. They can destroy lives. They don't care. They get paid to destroy lives. For instance, Middlesbrough social worker, they were giving them £5,000 bonus to start a job. None of them is coming to it because of the level of corruption, the level of atrocity they are committing. I'm talking to you as a Black family now, as a family. There are deep-seated issues with the policy, practice, and procedures, which come from prejudice system that promote profiting from human misery. We put in a Freedom of Information Access request, and we find out they spent £12 million on just 65 young people. Divide that money. How much is over £100,000 per child? Just give a family additional 5,000 in a year. It will go a long way, whatever the situation. They are taking some children because of lack of bed, lack of food, as neglect. They count it as neglect. If you don't have enough food at home, if there's not enough bedding at home, if your bedroom is not spacious enough, if the children don't have their own room, these are the things they count as neglect. And even if it happens, what you don't think is important, they will start picking them out. For instance, once they raise a concern, there's something they call strategy meeting. In that strategy meeting, they are going to source for your information, medical records, your children medical record. Did you register them with dentists? Did they miss any appointments? Did they go to school early? Did you pick them on time? Did you drop them off on time? These are the things you will learn. You need to know from the course. So if you register for it, it's good for you. If you are thinking you are good enough to parent yourself, there's nobody that can teach you, you have been parenting, you are grandma, you are grandpa, that's fine. According to elected councillors, they said there's a failure, systemic management failing from the top downward. When it is from the top downward, then how do you bear that? We don't want our children to be part of those they will rip off. We've told you several times, some of them lack the cultural competency, they lack the way we parent, and they don't ready to provide alternative way to families. Rather than supporting families, they'll take the child from them and put them in a care system. The care system is even more of harms than where they are picking them from. Children social worker banned for a year after sex act with school girl. He left after he made the child to drink vodka. So if it's a Black person that did this one now, that person will rot in jail. But because it's a white social worker, they just give her a little things to, you know what I mean? So there's a report that said more works need to be done. And if you go to TSI Live, there's a report, 1st of February, 2022, very recent research report, article. They said Middlesbrough Social Services, they take children unnecessarily. And in fact, there are some doctors, there are some Black lawyers that will be telling you, oh, you need to work with social worker, you need to go down low, you need to apologize, you need to tell them they put you right, you don't fight them, you don't speak against them, you have to lower your voice. The report says family that work with social worker and other agency, nevertheless, escalate their matter to child protection plan. And when they go to child protection plan conference or go to court proceeding, the minimum is 6 months. And a lot of them are more than that. So this is the time we are saying that it's better, you are equipped, you know what to do. And when these children are in care, look at the Middlesbrough. If you are in Middlesbrough, go to the Crown Court. You see how they tear children apart in the court. They don't care. They put it openly. How can you put a child, if a family hold a child like this, how do you call that family? But the system can do them like this. Nobody cares to question that. It's there. Everyone that's walking through the Crown Court in Middlesbrough will see this thing every day. But nobody think of why would a child be put into this inhumane situation. That is what the court system does to families. The judge will sit in the court going by the document presented to them. So how those documents are accurate, who check it? And if you want to sue them, are you going to use another lawyer to sue another lawyer? And when they will be protecting the right of or the legal job, like you want to sue a doctor against another doctor, you can sue the doctor, or you sue the hospital. But for you to get justice, it will take time. But you eventually get it, but it will take time. But when you are suing them or trying to get it, your children are suffering already. They are being destroyed already. So that's why we said we need to learn. And if anything happens, speak out. Don't wait until the last minute. Black kids in care, failed by racist system. This is what some of our Black African leaders, local in Teesside, they don't want to say. They don't want to talk about racism. They don't want to talk about racism. And it is what is happening. We are not the ones saying it. Black kids in care, failed by racist system. The systemic racism, Afrophobia racism is the major problem. Because when they did something wrong, when it's one person, one social worker did something wrong, and you complain, there should be other people that will do the right thing, but they will cover up. It's a systemic problem. So if it's a systemic problem, it's going to take time to be resolved. So it's better we protect ourselves. We don't find ourselves in that situation. There has been a crisis in Middlesbrough Children's Social Care. The executive director already knows what is happening is genocide, deliberately inflicting on the group condition life, calculated to bring about its physical destruction in whole or in parts. Deliberate acts. The children that believe in God, they will destroy them to the extent that they don't even want you to talk about God. The ultimate strategy is not the oppression. It's not the people that are doing the wrong thing or the correct thing by the bad people, but it is the silence over that by that good people. There comes a time when silence is a betrayer. Silence is a betrayer. It is. But Save the Woman is standing, speaking up for people. That's why a lot of people, they don't want us to say the truth. And majority of Black African leaders, locally, that's why we work with what we can work with, and we distance ourselves from those we cannot, that are not in line with our vision and mission. Because we know how painful it is for a mother to wake up in the morning and not seeing your child, or somebody will bring your child for you and they will tell you you have to stay with them 2 hours. And after 2 hours contact time, they are taking your child away. How painful could that be? A lot of reports, go and search it. We don't need to start telling you. They said too many children wrongly taken into care, admitted by chief social worker. It's not me, it's not Save the Woman. They said babies and children are still being removed from families unnecessarily. That is the concern, unnecessarily removing them. Why? She branded it injustice. The practice under which some authority take away babies. Nobody is saying we are all perfect. Are they also perfect? They are not perfect. And there's a report, 29 December 2021 says, you can Google it, England social care system unfit for purpose. It's not me, it's not Save the Woman that said that. What next? Way out is Africentric Parenting Course. It has helped a lot of families. And I've got 2 people on this platform today that they have been part of this course and they know how helpful it is. They might share their experience today. We are doing these things under no resources, little resources. We said, I'm no longer accepting the things I cannot change. I'm changing the things I cannot accept. We cannot accept our children to be going to care wrongly. Wrongly. That's our fight. That's our fight. And any child that has been wrongly taken into care, we fight hard to get them back for the benefit of that child and the society, because this care system is destroying children's life. That was not the initial purpose. Initial purpose is to support family in a struggle time, to stay safe, thrive. But it's been abused now. It's unfit for purpose now. So we plead with you, go to our YouTube channel. We are pleading with you. You have a family. You have loved ones. There are a lot of YouTube or this TikTok, Instagram we are watching that it is you that make them to reach the milestone of subscriber. It is you. It is the way you dedicate your time to it. But something that is impacting in people's life, what will cost you from sharing? What will cost you from liking, from subscribing? It's painful. The last time when we delivered this free presentation and we see that one or two people subscribe, it's a good thing. We thank you. We say thank you to you. But if you have not yet subscribed, please do us a favor to subscribe. And not only that, empower us, support us, make a donation. Some of you pay tithes. We will encourage you to also pay tithes into our organization as well. Support us because we do this course. Some of the courses is free, like Dr. Elijah said. The one we put on the YouTube, 101, is a one module that we put on the YouTube. It's supposed to be 4 modules. So you have to register to attend that. And we have been doing that free for people. But we need something to sustain ourselves, to sustain this organization, to continue this work. We are helping more families every day. So how do we do that? You can also support through PayPal. If you don't want to do the bank transfer, those of you that you are here, you can do PayPal. You buy things online on eBay. You do PayPal. So it's not something difficult for you to contribute. Support the online shop. We've got shop, a social enterprise shop. If you Google it, SCY, Save the Man Shop, you will see our products there, jewelries. I can see beautiful faces here, Christian, Mariam, everyone. You can go there, buy some jewelry, give your loved ones if you don't want to use it. It's a birthday gift, it's a wedding gift. Buy it, give people, and put money into it. Put money where your voice could be heard. So we plead with you, that's account. Please support us, and we will appreciate that. You don't make progress by standing on the sideline, whimpering, complaining, You make progress by implementing ideas. That's why we come up with parenting course. We do parenting course. We support through advocacy, early intervention. That's what we are calling the government to do. Early intervention. They should put more money in early intervention, not putting money in fostering home for private organizations that are making each profit. We empower people, skill empowerment, referrals, we support with some legal advice with our experts that we work in partner with. So we hope you will do that. We will love that. But before I close, I just have one video for 2 minutes. I'm going to play that because there are things we need to learn as well as a family. We need to learn as well as a family. So we cannot say the system is bad, but we also, as a parent, this is a white British person that was talking in one of the courses that I attended. Because if anyone, they are taking the white British children as well, don't get me wrong, but it is people on low income, white British that are on low income, not the big politicians, not the wealthy one, not those that are ruling the power. It is a low income earner, and we give them the opportunity to speak for them. We support them as well, and we put them on training as well. This is the feedback of one of the person.
Yeah. Thank you for hosting the meeting. Absolutely brilliant and really informative. I'm writing a lot of notes here as well, which is, I'm taking. It's very relevant to our situation, and where we are as parents. And one thing sort of stood out then for me was sort of to sit in school class because, my children are at school and they're making drawings and things like that. And what sort of hit home for me is he drew a picture of the family. He drew a picture of me, my wife, and his brothers. And the only thing that stood out was like his brothers had a football. My wife was washing the pots, and myself. And it sounds, as horrible as it sounds, and it brings to home. He drew me with a phone in my hand. So my child is probably thinking of me. Oh, Dad is, he comes home from work. He's sat there with his phone, and so that's sort of a child's expression and opinion of his father. And it saddens me. I'm thinking back now for when he drew that picture. And I think now, as my children are growing up and they're getting older, I'm going to miss their childhood. When they was younger, I missed out on a lot of them when they was babies because I used to work long hours. And, more of recent, and it's sort of, from them being very young to them growing up, they missed the father. I was there for them, but I don't feel I was there as I'm the best father in the world, which I want to be the best father in the world. But and I think now it's making me realise, and it's making me come to terms with what I need to change, and the changes that I've already made, and continue to maintain these changes to be a better parent as my concerns. And fantastic, and thank you very much.
So, like, you've listened to that video. So those of you that you are father on this platform, I can hear clearly, I can't hear clearly. I don't know what to say. If you can come on board and say that. But the person was just saying that
most of us could hear clearly, apparently. Maybe the person needs to check their computer.
No, he put I can hear clearly. Whether it is, it's concerning to they can hear clearly. Yeah, yes. I just want to be sure. Because you listen to that person, it's a father. As we are planning to celebrate Father's Day, let's start coming back to our thinking that how did our child feel when they are at home, when we are at home with them? Because some parents, some mother will be with them physically, but they are not with them emotionally or connecting with them psychologically. And in school, they will feel more comfortable to share their feelings. They gave this child a drawing book to just draw their family tree, how life looked like in their household. With that drawing, it tells them that you are neglecting your child because you just come on phone, your child needs your attention, your wife is in the kitchen, the boy is with the football, but a lot of things is happening in fostering home. Nobody is doing that analysis, but they only do that in the birth parents. Okay, if it happens like that, so what do? You need to let the parents know how best they can connect with their children more emotionally, but you don't take their children. Like this person, they've taken the children over 3-4 years now. They are just bringing them back now. So please, there are things we need to learn, but at the same time, the system is not good. It's not fit for purpose. So they are calling for reset. They did it House of Parliament. I hope Dr. Elijah will see that link and share it with us. It was debate just last week. So we don't want to be victim of a system that is inadequate, that is unfit for purpose. We came here migrating here for a better life. So why will our children's life be destroyed? So thank you very much for listening. And don't forget to subscribe. Dr. Elijah, I've got 2 people on the platform that they can share their experience about the course. We are starting the course 201 this Saturday. Registered, and further information will be given to you on the cost, because the 101, we mainly got funding from National Lottery that time, but and then Community Foundation. But the funding we got has finished, so we are still looking for more funding. And if you can also sponsor, why not? If you have more resources, or if you know somebody that can help, because this is a global problem. If you know any organization that can be of help, support Save the Woman, please do so. Link us up. Or you yourself, you can sponsor. Or you can make a commitment, monthly donation, or frequently. Thank you very much for listening.
Thank you, Mr. Ola, for that presentation. What a very insightful presentation. I believe it's not to really to scare us. That is not the purpose, but to emphasize the fact and the need to equip ourselves, enlighten ourselves, educate ourselves. Like you said in one of your statements, that not that we are not good parents, it's not that we are not educated enough, but I think one of my own, I wouldn't say fear, but one of my concern is the background where we're coming from. And this also speaks on how I have dealt with my children. Even prompting me to write a book, talking to your teenagers. So I think that is really the issue, which is quite, acceptable where we're coming from. But because we are in the UK, it may not seem appropriate, and we don't want to be a victim of of the unfavorable system. Take, for example, Ola sent me the 10-minute video that I shared in the forum. I hope everyone has kind of looked into it. We previewed it, we streamlined that particular video. It was more like a 2-hour video, but we kind of abstracted the very important part of it. One of the, I don't know if anyone has seen it, but one of the persons there was saying that, okay, well, he sat down the children, he told them the values of the family, what they're going to do and everything. And in particular, she said, okay, 9 o'clock, everybody's going to sleep, and mommy would not sleep because she needs to read, study her Bible, pray, and settle and just arrange things. Now, when she said that, I think, was it the next day or was it that night, that the oldest of them, at 9 o'clock, put on the TV and chose to watch a Christian cartoon. Chose to watch a Christian cartoon. And she was kind of perplexed that what kind of strategy is this? How do I deal with this? And the host or the speaker of that meeting, she gave a very insightful way or strategy to go about it. I think you should go and look at that 10 minutes. I won't say the rest, but just shows you why we need to be, in this kind of meetings, to just help our talents. We are good parents already, but these things would help us be better parents and be ready for the new place that we're in, or the new specialty that we are going into. So once again, please register. We just want to call the two people.
I've shared the link that you are talking about now on the chat box. If anyone,
you shared it to me, and I shared it at the forum.
It's on the chat here as well now.
Okay, great. So you can click on it and save it so that you just watch it immediately we finish.